We'll figure some shit out here. Okay. 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 Having a good time. We're having a good time. Okay, let's do this shit, huh? Let's rock and roll. The beginning. The warehouse had been well hidden, creatively disguised by the fact it housed seafood that had just come off ships. Given Delgado had never been involved with the seafood industry, no one had picked up on the location. It was true that having a trusted informant was helpful, only if they were right. We were also doing Chase and the entire DEA force a favor by exposing one of 4 hidden warehouses. I need to move my script over. I feel like I'm looking to the left. There we go. Hidden warehouses. Warehouses. Hidden let's go. Hidden warehouses. If what the informant had said was true, there were millions of dollars of cocaine and fentanyl locked inside. The catch was, there were 4 goons playing security. Fortunately, they didn't see us coming. As we advanced through the darkness, the only light coming from a street light over 2 blocks away, we had the advantage. I said that so weird. Light over 2 blocks away. We had the advantage, thanks to our night vision goggles. I'd been grateful to see the 4 men I'd barely met, but who'd pledged their oath to the I'd been grateful to see the 4 men I'd barely met, but who'd pledged their oath to the cause, obviously had some form of military background. That made tackling this head-on that much easier. We'd chosen this one. Oh, let's do this right here. That much easier. What's up, potassium? That much easier. We'd chosen this one given easier access and fewer security measures. Since we were close enough to the 4 men to hear what they were saying, I'd say we'd chosen wisely. We were yet to be a well-oiled machine. Mistakes would be made, and the last thing any of us wanted was there for to be, okay. What's up, Russo? To be a well-oiled machine. Mistakes would be made, and the last thing, oh my god, can I say the words? To be a well-oiled machine. Mistakes would be made, and the last thing any of us wanted was the very, wow, isn't that a hard sentence? To be a well-oiled machine. Mistakes would be made, and the last thing any of us wanted was for there to be any innocent victims. Then I said, shitty cool. What's up, Sing? To be a well-oiled machine. Mistakes would be made, and the last thing any of us wanted was the fucking. You gotta be kidding. Are we kidding? Are we doing jokes right now? Are we doing fucking jokes? To be a well-oiled machine. Mistakes would be made, and the last thing any of us wanted was for there to be any innocent victims. They'd brought 2 cars, both souped-up older Cadillacs. I'd whipped out my hunter's knife. I just put a D on there. I whipped out my hunter's knife, keeping low to the ground as I approached. It took me less than 30 seconds to drive the blade through 4 of the tires. Now we were ready. We crowded one outside wall. The 4 guards were all standing outside the main entrance, 2 smoking cigarettes. They were certainly arrogant in their beliefs. No one would attack them. Ooh, I left that whole word. What's up, Red? Griffin, what up? They were certainly arrogant in their beliefs. No one would dare attack them. They'd learn the same lesson Stephen had just learned. Getting cocky would mean facing demons. Leave it in! Leave it in! I scanned the surrounding area to ensure we were alone before nodding to the team. One group moved around the other side of the building to catch them even if they tried to run. We couldn't have one of the assholes providing Delgado with an earlier warning until we moved on to the next phase of operations. Hunting down Bruno Carvelli. He didn't know it yet, but he was going to become our star witness after he assisted us with bringing down the cartel. The four of us moved quietly, this time with weapons in our hands. We were little more than a foot away when finally one of the assholes noticed us. Oh dear. Okay. Nosotros tenemos compañía. We're going to see how close that was. Probably not. Probably not very. Okay. Then we paste. Okay, we gotta do this correctly. Copy. Hey, say the words. Oh, I don't have the right thing selected. Ha! Joke's on me, dude. Joke's on me. Okay, we go down here. We go to our audio settings. We put the right thing in. We try it again.
Nosotros tenemos compañía.
Okay, don't say it, white lady. Say it in. Say
Nosotros tenemos.
Nosotros tenemos. Nosotros tenemos.
Nosotros tenemos compañía.
Compañía.
Nosotros
tenemos compañía. Nosotros tenemos compañía. Noticed us. Nosotros tenemos compañía, one growled in his native tongue. We've got company. One of them reacted quickly, firing off a shot that barely missed Gabriel. Motherfucker, he snarled, immediately returning the favor. Only he managed to cut the man down by his knee. I forgot to scroll. What are we barking at, dog? I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can. Yeah, get him with the good barks. Okay, we'll chill. Somebody must be walking their dog. Experiment 626. Okay. Dear dog, I love you so, but what are we barking at? We're barking pretty good, though. I mean, she's got a great bark on her. Proud of that one. But now, in the middle of recording, oh, now we're howling? What are we doing? Oh. Okay, we'll be fine. Okay. A howl of agony erupted as he dropped to his knees. Oh no, this one's going to be a hard one. I don't know any of these words. My Spanish is very, very un poquito. Okay, here we go. We'll learn it. ¿Quiénes carajos?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas?
Oh wow, the end of that's hot. Okay. ¿Quiénes carajos? Oh my god. Holy fuck. ¿Quiénes carajos? ¿Quiénes carajos?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas?
Son estos. ¿Quiénes carajos son estos?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas?
Gilipollas.
¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas?
¿Quiénes carajos? Fuck. So cool to do this live. Oh, fuck me. It's fun. ¿Quiénes carajos? Oh my god. Carajos. Son estos?
¿Quiénes carajos son?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas?
Gilipollas. ¿Quiénes carajo? Oh my god. I can't. Why is the second word the hard one? The second one's not the hard one. It's car. Carajos.
¿Quiénes carajos?
Carajos.
¿Quiénes carajos?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos?
¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas?
Oh my god. This is gonna be the
son
death of
estos
me.
Gilipollas?
¿Quiénes carajo? Why? My tongue doesn't want to do it. It don't want to do it. ¿Quiénes carajos son estos? Gilipollas. Gilipollas. ¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas? ¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas? I said the G. ¿Quiénes carajos son estos? Fuck, nope. ¿Quiénes carajos? Nope, this is getting worse. I gotta go back to it. ¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas? I can say it. I can fucking say it. To his knees. ¿Quiénes carajos son estos gilipollas? We fucking like it. We like it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Gilipollas. I think I would be sexier in Spanish. That's just a personal thought. Gilipollas. Who the hell are these assholes? The shot of another confirmed what I'd hoped would happen. They had no clue who we were. I wanted to keep it that way. For now. When I advanced, issuing a hard jab to one, sending him crashing into a group of empty crates, the other two thought they could start firing indiscriminately. I have to mute this for a sec. TikTok gets mad, thinks it's hate language, and like I'm actually fighting, and they ban me. So, I'll be back. Now we're cooking. He's going to work now. Oh, my dog is barking again. Hooray. 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 When you're narrating a book, what do you want? Dog barks. Dog barks. She's been on one lately. Fuck's got her all riled up. It's fine. You've got you. You've got you. I was impressed at least two of the men had been trained in the art of submission. Soldier style. You're welcome. Soldier style. They strong-armed two of the soldiers by the neck. I gotta mute this again. Fuck. Frick, you know. Okay, we'll get through this slowly. What's up, Rebel? Blacked out. I black out. Okay. Blacked out. That made the one who'd regained his footing and decided to take me on personally give it all he had. He managed to get in a okay, I have to mute the fight scene. Morgan, I like the name, obvious reasons. Welcome. I have to mute this because if I narrate a fight scene on TikTok, they think I'm saying hate speech, because, you know, they do, like, it's a fight, and then I get banned, so I'll be right back. Melly Rose, what's up? Hang around. We'll be back. Morgan again. Morgan, I like ya. We're buds. Okay, he gave him a slight whooping. That's what happened. Got y'all up. Fuck. I obviously didn't know my own strength. Crouching down. Oops. Strength. Crouching down, I checked to see if he was breathing. He was, but he'd have a massive headache in the morning. If Delgado allowed him to live, he didn't tolerate failure. That was fun, Kendrick said. I'll do that again. After high school, Emmy.Emmy37, welcome. Failure. That was fun, Kendrick said, as he shook his head, flexing and fisting it. Nothing Nothing a tall glass of scotch won't cure. Are we heading inside? Oop, I fucking skipped the whole fucking line. Wow. I half laughed. A little injury there, buddy? Nothing a tall glass of scotch won't cure. Are we heading inside? Yeah. We need to see exactly what we're dealing with. I turned toward Gabriel. You're certain you can wire the front portion of the building, Mr. Explosives expert? Trust me. Said the spider to the fly. If what the informant had said proved correct, the drugs were in the back of the building. Gabriel grabbed my arm as he'd done 30 minutes before. I was still on edge, still enraged, but at least we had a better understanding of what bad thing Bruno had done. Tilly! My favorite. What's up? Welcome. Hooray. He'd been the one to supply the Undertaker with Valentina's personal information long before any leak provided by Steven. Have you calmed down? I wasn't certain if the question was rhetorical. Enough to get this done. I know you want to go after the Undertaker yourself, but you know we don't have... Fuck. I just fucked that up a little bit. Nadia, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
Take it yourself.
Okay, here we go.
Take it your...
Tilly, you missed my Spanish lines. Holy fuck.
Take it yourself, but you know...
Okay. I'm locking in.
Take it yourself.
But you know we don't have what it takes to fight an army. At least not yet. Let Chase do his job. We shall see. My dog has been barking. I wonder, okay, so I put on these nature walks. I'm not even kidding. I should take a peek. I put on these nature walks on the big TV to make them feel like they're like outside having a good time while I'm narrating in here. Sometimes they're like very active and people show up on the screen and my dog just fucking goes ham at it. And she's been barking a lot today. I must have picked a very popular nature walk video. Okay. She's done.
Do his job.
Yesterday and today, my dog is barking at nothing. Dude, do we have the same dog? Golly. Working on a book. Hold on, I gotta get my chat in the right spot. Currently working on a book. I'd like you as my MMC. I love your voice. Nadia, send me a DM and we shall talk. We shall discuss things.
Ace do his job.
All right, here we go.
Ace do his job.
We shall see. Let's get this over with. We gathered enemies. I skipped the whole fucking word. Are you sure you want me? We gathered the enemy's weapons before heading inside the warehouse, leaving 3 men with Gabriel to ensure we weren't interrupted. Ew, my lips popped. Thank you for the hearts. Leaving 3 men with Gabriel to ensure we weren't interrupted. The stench of raw fish was overbearing, but it also made for a perfect cover. No one who walked inside would dare believe what was being stored behind the massive freezers. Spoiler alert, drugs.
The massive freezers.
In fact, to the naked eye, no one would know there was another part of the building. It took way too long to find the hidden enclosure, but as soon as I did, lights flooded the massive room. As hoped, there were at least 24 oversized crates. If that wasn't telling enough, a portion of the room set up like a science laboratory told the tale. They used this warehouse for cutting and packaging the drugs for resale. Kendrick was in charge of taking photographs, while Maverick and I moved to the crates. We simply needed some...
The crates. The crates.
We simply needed some proof. He found, oh my god, there's a loud sound.
The crates.
We simply needed some proof. He found a crowbar, managing to pry one open before I could. Let's see what we have here, he mused. He was holding a brick of coke in his hands, packaged exactly as expected. I tossed him my knife, walking closer as he cut a slit in the packaging, wetting and shoving his pinky into the powder. After sniffing, he shoved it into his mouth, nodding immediately. Pure rock, baby. Grade A good shit. Someday, you might need to tell me how... Okay, fucking Christ, say it right.
Shit.
Someday, you might need to tell me how you know so much about grade A coke. He laughed, tossing the brick back into the crate. We all have past moments we aren't proud of, but God, were they fun. Let's get a few pictures and finish up. I'd love to make it back to the safe house before the sun hits the streets. That was only remotely possible if one of our own's intel was correct. Bruno wasn't the brightest guy in the world. He'd been easy enough to find. Our resident criminal member, Mikey... Fuck.
It's the guy in the world.
Fuck, okay.
It's the guy in the world.
He'd been easy enough to find. Our resident criminal member, Mikey, taking the lead on acting as a private investigator. I was very surprised the guy had come through with some glossy photos, as well as the man's address for where he crashed at night. Unfortunately for him, Bruno was using again. We have to redo this. JP, another voice actor. What up, my dog?
At night.
Oh, and the immediate follow. You know I fucking love to see it. Let's go. I'll get you back as soon as I end the live.
At night. At night.
All right, here we go.
At night.
And I scrolled and lost my spot.
At night.
Unfortunately for him, Bruno was using again, which made him that much more dangerous. There had to be over $20 million worth of drugs inside the warehouse, perhaps more. A small pittance for what Delgado would put the city of Miami and members of the judicial... I fucking stumble on this fucking word every time. Judicial. My tongue doesn't want to say it.
Some more. A small pittance
Okay.
for what they'll... Some more.
A small pittance for what Delgado had put the city of Miami and members of the judicial system through. Is that close enough? I fucking stumble on it.
Of the judicial
I said it so shitty. Judicial. Members of the judicial. Slow it down. Say it like you're not dumb.
Some more.
A small pittance for what Delgado had put the city of Miami and members of the judicial.
Some more.
A small pittance for what Delgado... you know what? We're going to be fine. We're going to figure this out. I don't know how, but give me a sec. Okay, so the word is judicial. And am I going to get it out? This is harder than my Spanish lines. Oh my fucking God. Sorry, that's probably loud.
Some more.
A small pittance for what Delgado had put the city of Miami and members of the judicial system through. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. Holy shit, let's never say the word again.
Through.
It's my fucking Voldemort, dude. Don't fucking say it.
Through.
Once outside, Gabriel grinned. Am I falling off the rails?
Through.
Once outside, Gabriel grinned. Ready to go, boss? Looking down, I instantly burst into laughter. Dynamite? Really? I could have managed that, and I'm no self-proclaimed explosive expert. Hey, I didn't have very long to put this together. Next time, I'll have better equipment. You're assuming there'll be a... Did I fucking say words at all?
Better equipment.
Oh my God, thank you, Tilly, being sweet.
Better equipment.
You're assuming there'll be... I'm not making new words up.
Better equipment.
You're assuming there will be... Fuck.
Better equipment.
You're assuming there will be a next time. As he pulled out his lighter, all I could do was hang my head. At least we were getting the job done. There will be. There will always be assholes allowed to get away with breaking the law. I walked toward the vehicles, eager to hunt down Bruno. We were all piled... Nope.
Bruno.
We were all piled into the car, and a good 100 yards away before the explosion. While it would send a direct warning to Delgado, I estimated we had about an hour before he was notified, given the clandestine location of the facility. But we needed to hurry. As I flexed my hand around the steering wheel, the pain and swelling were a good reminder of the lengths I was willing to go to protect innocent victims and the woman I loved. We did it! We done did it! We got through it! Okay. It's just a section break. I'm acting like we fucking finished the book. It's fine. Oh, my mother's calling. My mom's calling. You think I'm not gonna take this call? I'm gonna mute you guys. My mother is the sweetest lady on the planet. I'm just gonna let that be known. Okay, here we go. We're going. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking today. Okay. I'll let me overshare here. So I paint these little figurines. I think you know that. Some of us know that. She found this little paint. It's like a little tent, and it's called a spray shelter. She's like, "Do you think this would help you with your little painting things?" Because I currently use a giant refrigerator box. Like, somebody bought a refrigerator, and I was like, "Can I have your cardboard box?" And it's a perfect spray booth for everything, but it's still a cardboard box. So she's like, would this help? Do you want two? Is one fine? Would you need two? I was like, one is okay, Mom. One is okay. She's getting me something nice. She's sweet. She will be up here in, like 5 weeks.
And loved. And loved.
So, yeah, that is what it is. Okay, here we go.
And loved. And loved.
Another stop. Another mission. Another lavish location in the heart of Miami. Bruno Carvelli couldn't manage to stay... Man, I'm slurring my shit. Yeah. I'll lock it in today. I'm fucking tired. Fucking 4 days off caffeine, and I think my body is not really a body. I think it's more just a skeleton that fucking has been... Somebody's doing some fucking puppeteering with. Ugh.
Miami.
Bruno Carvelli couldn't manage to stay clean. He'd been involved in petty crimes over the... Fuck. We'll do it one sentence at a time.
To stay clean.
He'd been involved in petty crimes over the years, but in going to work with Delgado... Fuck. Can I lock it in today? Can I? Can I at all?
It's to stay clean.
Okay.
Been involved. It's to stay clean. It's to stay clean.
Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Say the words. It's like, listen, it's like I'm taking a test and I have the answers. I just have to write them down.
It's to stay clean.
He'd been involved in petty crimes over the years.
It's to stay clean.
He'd been involved in petty crimes over the years, but in going to work with Delgado, he'd managed to find himself moving up in the world. From what our sources had been able to discover, he'd expanded Delgado's business in New Orleans. Well, he hadn't been... Well, at least I got more than one sentence, thank you, Tilly. I obviously need the support today. While he hadn't been party to what Is that supposed to be privy? Well, he hadn't been party to what Valentina had initially endured. It's party, so I'm going to read it that way. Well, he hadn't been party to what Valentina had initially endured with the Undertaker's sloppy murder. He certainly hadn't taken it upon himself to warn her about... Fucking Christ.
Sloppy murder.
He certainly hadn't taken it upon himself to warn her about the impending danger until it had almost been too late. Maybe he'd had an attack of conscience. Or maybe he'd thought about his little girl growing up in the foster system if anything happened to Valentina. Certainly, no court in the land would allow him to obtain custody of Bella. Or so I still wanted to believe. Whatever the case, because he'd had a single act of decency, I'd allow him to live. The condo was in a secure, guarded building. Oh my god, am I gonna sneeze? Spring is here. Oh my god, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate it.
I'd allow him to live. I'd allow him to live.
The condo was in a secure, guarded building, but that didn't stop us from entering with ease. There wasn't a man on this earth who couldn't be bribed into silence for the right price. In this case, 3 crisp $100 bills had the guard looking the other way. The others piled into the elevator while I jogged up the 10 flights of stairs. I needed to work off some steam. Maverick laughed when I fell into a step behind them immediately after they stepped off the elevator. You're still in old... Fucking Christ, words?
Stop the elevator.
You're still in shape, old man. I yanked off my mask before answering. So did the others. Bruno needed to see who we were to help him make good decisions. Old man, you must be talking about you. I'm saying this weird like I'm a fucking radio announcer. Jesus fucking Christ. Old man, you must be talking about yourself. I glanced from one side of the hall to the other. We'd taken too much time, which pissed me off. I wasn't in the mood to wait until the lock was picked. I was exhausted and eager to return to Valentina. So I kicked in the door. Gabriel chuckled from behind me, but I had a feeling the others knew to leave me alone at this point. I was far too much in the same zone I'd found useful when completing a mission in the Marines. Get her done, at whatever the cost. I'd expected to find Bruno with a needle stuck into his arm, not in the shower. At least by finding him somewhat lucid, our conversation would be that much more productive. As soon as I jerked back the shower curtain, he automatically reached for his weapon he had on a shelf. I wouldn't do that if I were you. Gabriel leaned over me, grabbing Bruno's Glock.
Glock.
What is... Oh my god.
Glock.
What is this? Bruno was nervous, but it was obvious he wasn't certain who I was. At least at first. I could tell the instant he realized the judge was standing right in front of him. After giving him a once-over, I pointed the barrel of my weapon at his shrinking cock. Who are you? He asked, trying to play the tough guy. Voice, join me, thank you.
Ooh, he asked. Ooh.
We'll do the whole thing again.
Cock.
Who are you? He asked, trying to play the tough guy. But he was failing badly. I'd seen many a strung-out kid who believed they'd had what it took to be in a gang, only to be eaten alive or killed within weeks. It took a special breed to be successful in cartels and crime syndicates. I think you know, Bruno, and I believe you're aware that I won't let anything happen to Valentina. He tried to swallow the lump in his throat. Is she okay? What do you fucking care? Now, I will admit that calling her to warn her that she was about to be abducted did take guts. Glancing at Maverick, he seemed to know what I needed, immediately turning off the water. You did call her and warn her, didn't you? Yes. Why? When he didn't answer right away, I closed and rubbed my eyes. I'm tired. I'm cranky from... Oh my god.
Rubbed my eyes.
What is with the loud sound?
Rubbed my eyes.
I'm tired. I'm cranky from finding the need to beat the shit out of Worthington's mole. I stink like gasoline from torching his car. I nearly got my nuts blown off when torching one of your boss's warehouses, and I might have a slight buzz from being around too much cocaine. So, as you can see, I'm all out of patience. His Adam's apple bobbed up and down. What do you need me for? You got it all figured out. One simple thing. I need to know the date your boss is planning on hijacking the Colombian ship.
Colombian ship.
Do I take off my shoes for this? Yeah, let's get comfy. There we go.
Colombian ship.
That was only one part.
Colombian ship.
That was only one... Fuck. Say the words.
Colombian ship.
That was only one part, but I didn't want to overwhelm the guy. I needed him to lead me to the truth about what he was... Fuck!
Whelm the guy.
I needed him to lead me to the truth about what was really going on. Fuck you, I can't do that. I think you can, I countered. In fact, I know you can. He licked his lips out of nervousness. You don't know what Delgado will do to me. I pressed the barrel against his balls, adding some pressure. And you have no clue what will happen if I pull the trigger. And don't let the fact I'm a judge fool you. I was called the butcher in the Marines for a reason. He was a pasty white boy, but he paled even more, his lower lip quivering. They'll hurt her. They'll hurt Bella. Well, at least you know your daughter's name. Of course I do. I love them. Why is my computer having a fucking stroke right now? It is going crazy. Fans, calm down. I think I'm streaming to too many services. Too many.
Oh, your daughter's name.
Of course. Well, fuck.
Oh, your daughter's name.
Of course I do. I love them. I just... He looked away, as if hopeful for finding I said that so weird. He looked away, as if hopeful of finding answers. Then tell me what I need to know, and maybe one day you'll get to spend time with your daughter. When is the ship being hijacked? More silence. When? I all but shouted, my face barely an inch from his. Exhaling, I calmed my nerves. Then let's try this. What terrible thing did you do? According to what Valentina told me, you admitted you did something horrible. What was it? You don't get it. Delgado controls this town. He's very dangerous. Oh, I do get it. What I also get is that the bullshit with the Colombians, this fight that you're in, is fake. It's merely to disguise what's really happening, isn't it? What you did... Oopsies.
Isn't it?
What did you apologize to Valentina for? Is this about drug smuggling?
The Valentina 4.
Is this about drug smuggling or human trafficking? When he still didn't answer, I slammed the weapon against the tile next to his head, then pointed it at his face. I'm fucking being weird with my words today.
Or human trafficking. When he still didn't...
Okay. Let me itch my titty.
Or human trafficking.
When he still didn't answer, I slammed the weapon against the tile next to his head, then pointed... Oh my god. It's fine.
Or human trafficking.
When he still didn't answer, I slammed the weapon against the tile next to his head, then pointed it at his face, making certain the weapon was ready to fire. Okay, I sold her to Delgado. He has a buyer. I was high. I owed him money. I'm so sorry. That's why I called her. You gotta believe me. I didn't know what I was doing. Now he was blubbering. A buyer, I repeated. Yeah, for Valentina. He closed his eyes, and Maverick shook his head, urging me to keep my soul. I pulled back. Let me guess. The Colombian is bringing in more drugs in exchange for a group of women that will garner a high price to bidders from around the world. Oh, my allergies. Am I going to sneeze? I might.
From around the world.
Yes. The information hit me hard, even though I'd been expecting it. How much? I asked in a hushed voice. How much what? How much were you in the hole with Delgado? How much until you sold your soul? It seemed the devil had been working overtime. 25,000. I shoved the barrel against his forehead with every intention of firing. Don't! Or what's Maverick, sorry.
No firing.
Don't. Valentina wants you back.
No firing.
Don't. Valentina wants you back. Maverick's words were enough to bring me down from the rafters. However, I'd heard all I could take. This is what you're going to do, and anything less will result in some permanent ailments. Am I clear? Yes, but you don't understand. What don't I understand exactly? I barked out. It's happening this morning. The ship is coming in as we speak, disguised as a cruise ship. And there's more. You think that safe house is protected. It's not. I'm supposed to go there and meet the Undertaker. I'm luring Valentina out in the open. Where are the other women being kept? Where? Oh, it's Kendrick. Fuck.
In the open.
Where are the other women being kept? Where? Kendrick demanded before I had a chance to wrap my hand around Bruno's throat. At a warehouse. I have the address. Bruno was becoming hysterical. But you need to hurry. As the news settled in, I lowered my weapon, another icy chill spiking through me. The change was complete. I was no longer a judge. I'd just become an assassin. Whatcha? Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking get him, dude. What's up, the Archist? Good to see you back. Okay, we go down. We go to another chapter. We do a little bit of renaming. It's so fucking hot in here. I feel like I'm sweating balls. Yeah. We take numlock off so I can type the right letters. There we go. Okay. Definitely a woohoo. With a small I on the end. Just kidding. Okay, hold on. Ooh, sorry, I didn't see that, Nancy, if you're still here. You said green tea with a question mark. I wonder what that is in regards to. Unfortunately, I can't have anything with caffeine. My body betrays me. Okay, here we go. One more chapter. Chapter 28. Hudson. Dawn had broken, the early morning light creating an orange haze, accentuating every color. There was moisture in the air, as if another storm was brewing. I thought about Valentina's hatred of the rain. I added a whole word.
Storm was brewing.
I thought about Valentina's hatred of rain and her panicked view that all things bad happened in a storm. I was determined to continue breaking that cycle. Poised and ready. That's what I told myself as I pressed down on the gas pedal, flying past every vehicle on the interstate going over 100 miles an hour. When Gabriel had contacted Chase, telling him about the change in plans, I'd made contact with the men at the house in Jupiter, putting them on notice. Bruno was being carefully watched, our other vehicle following behind with one soldier remaining in the car with him, in case the asshole tried to do anything fishy. There was too much at stake, and my mind was barely able to process the depths to which Bruno had allowed himself to fall. As I'd always said, everyone had a price. His was a fix for his drug habit. Disgust would need to wait. Well, I'd longed to call Valentina, just to hear her voice, if nothing else. The last thing I wanted was to terrorize her more than she'd already been. Time was of the essence. Slow down, Kendrick advised. Like hell I will. We can't save her if we don't get there alive.
Five.
I laughed bitterly. If I had to crawl there, I would, broken and bloodied. Unholy's in the house, everybody rejoice.
Broken and bloodied.
With few cars on the road, at just before dawn, I was able to make good time. Now, at only 15 miles out, I prepared myself mentally for what we'd face. Bruno had no idea how many men the Undertaker had with him. His statement was likely the truth, given he was no one. Yeah, I said that right.
Many men the Undertaker.
Good morning, Unholy.
Many men the Undertaker had with him.
His statement was likely the truth, given he was no one to the organization. The anger continued to boil, pushing me to the very strange calm that I'd always gotten during a mission. It was the only way I'd been able to carry out my missions without second-guessing myself. Now, it was vital I maintained some sense of calm, or we'd face disaster. Contact the men again. I need reassurance we're not too late. When my order wasn't followed immediately, I fell back into losing my shit. Do it! Christ, Hudson, we'll get there, Maverick huffed. He was now the one in the passenger seat. I glanced into the rearview mirror at Gabriel. Fine, I'll call them. How are we doing this? Kendrick asked. We'll allow Jones to believe he won't be challenged, but under no circumstances are either Valentina or Bella to be placed in harm's way. Breathe. Just breathe.
Just breathe.
Thank you for the heart, Unholy.
Just breathe.
Of course not. I'll protect them with my life, he muttered. So will I, Maverick chimed in. The sudden silence was suffocating. Did the soldier answer? Did the soldier answer?
Suffocating.
Did the soldier answer? Not for long. My bark was getting worse. No. I heard the horror?
No.
I heard the horror in Gabriel's voice. And so, the end game had begun. Instead of making a comment, I pressed down on the gas pedal, now going 120. Nothing was going to stop me from getting to her. Less than 10 minutes later, we arrived, parking far enough away so as not to draw any attention. I suspected Jones had several men with him. Another element of surprise was necessary. I'm going to need to get a new bookshelf, just for Piper's books. She has a few of them. I don't know if you know, she's a very profound writer.
Was necessary. Was necessary.
I lost my spot. Hold it there, guys.
Necessary.
We raced through the dense foliage, and I was aware the moment Bruno had pulled down the long driveway, the headlights providing a stream of light directed at the house, which was quiet and dark. We moved into position, but right now, I barely had any patience left. We'll get them, Hudson. I promise you. Maverick's attempt to comfort me wasn't working. There's a dog outside, barking as loud as he can. You don't say. She's got every genre you can imagine. She's created a world in. It is cool. It is cool.
I promise you. Maverick's attempt to comfort.
Okay.
I promise you.
Maverick's attempt to comfort me wasn't working, but I appreciated the effort. From where we stood, I could see two bodies down in the front yard. I didn't need to see that they were dead. We already lost good men. I was right to assume this was a war. The Undertaker wouldn't leave anyone alive. There were 3 men I didn't recognize crowded around the house. No doubt, Delgado's men. There would be more. Bruno didn't bother knocking, stepping inside the unlocked door. The security had been cut. As soon as he did, we crept closer. There was no call to action. Silencers had been added to try and Silencers had been added to try to help keep Valentina and her little girl safe until we were able. For fucking Christ. Silencers had been added to try to help keep Valentina and her little girl safe until we were able to confront the monster. Keeping low. Keeping low, I rushed forward, slapping my hand around the soldier's mouth while jerking him off his feet and firing a single bullet into his brain. Before the other two had a chance to react, I yanked the arm of the second, firing off 3 shots in a row. Our other. Come on, brain, do the thing. Thank you for the hearts. I didn't see that. Our other recruits moved around the side of the building. Maverick handled ending the life of the third without hesitation. He hadn't forgotten his days serving in the FBI. Pop, pop, pop. Suddenly, all bets were off, as loud shots were fired. That left me no choice. I rushed toward the door. Maverick, get Bella out of here. Ahem. Rush toward the door. Maverick, get Bella and get her out of here. If the motherfuckers had placed the little girl's life in harm's way, I would make certain I spent time with the Undertaker in private. The eerie quiet was a direct contrast to the battleground surrounding the house. We flanked the interior, and I walked silently. Yeah, I said that right. I don't know why I quit. I'm surrounding the house. We flanked the interior, and I walked silently through the house, while Maverick rolled up the stairs, with Kendrick following him. Nope. Him. With both hands on the weapon, I found Jacob Jones without being forced to search. He was sitting on a chair as if he owned the place, a weapon in one hand and his other wrapped around Valentina's waist. I figured you'd return. I figured you'd return. I was given a little heads up by one of my men at the warehouse. You should have killed them, Judge. If you had the... Oopsies. If you had, then maybe things would have worked out differently. I knew you were up to something that day in your office. I just couldn't put my finger on what that was. Now, I know you're trying to pretend as if you have a backbone. I glanced at Bruno, who wore a smug smile. Had I been wrong that I'd put the fear of God into him? Maybe, but at this point it didn't matter. Or at least it couldn't. I'd tell you it's good to see you again, but I'd be lying. Come now, he teased. Aren't we good buddies after all this time? The look on Valentina's face was strained, her lower lip quivering. I could read her eyes. She was terrified about Bella. She was also scanning the room, giving me eye movements in a way I could easily understand. There were several men out back, waiting for us to make the wrong move. Good girl. No, oopsies. I have to run, but I'm glad I've listened to your voice and enjoy part of the story today. Tilly, thank you, as always, for being here. Have a great day. Have a splendid day. Good girl. No need for pleasantries, Jacob. You know, he said, and dragged her closer. I could tell you had a thing for the girl. When I was given her picture, I knew why. She's fucking gorgeous. She'll fetch a high price, even soiled. I have to mute this. TikTok gets mad. And welcome back.
Me.
He laughed. That would be fun to see. Whoever buys you will adore your feistiness, just before they break you. I inched closer as Gabriel, Jesus fuck.
You.
I inched closer as Gabriel flanked my side. You have no way out of here, I told him, so you might as well let Valentina go. I assure you that I will be leaving here with merchandise. Fuck.
Valentina, go.
I assure you that I will be leaving here with the merchandise. You see, I have about a dozen men surrounding the property that you didn't notice. There's no way you're getting out of here, Judge. Although I will give you an A for effort. Torching a warehouse was a nice touch. Shocking, but it's me. Fuck.
Shocking.
But it means shit to us. We'll get more blow without breaking a sweat. Laughing, I glanced at Gabriel. Everything had to go perfectly according to plans, or the person I considered most valuable in my life could get hurt. I would die to protect her. Why would you do this, Bruno? She asked when there was a slight lull. I thought you cared about me. He appeared more uncomfortable, but said nothing. Jacob laughed. You should have learned, darling, that Bruno only cares about himself. While he was distracted, I was able to glance at Gabriel, who was prepared to fire his weapon if necessary. Yet, we had to be careful. I had no doubt scum like Jacob would use Valentina as a body screen. Is this because of the drugs? Again? You lured me down to Miami. Why did you bother? You never cared about me or your daughter, did you? That's enough, sweetheart, Jacob told her. Save your breath. Bruno doesn't care about anything but a little blow, does he? Still, Bruno remained quiet. Well, I'm afraid I have a deadline, he added. A shipment coming in you don't know about. It was his turn to laugh. You know, if you'd had balls... Yeah, I said that right, fuck.
It was his turn to laugh.
You know, if you'd had balls enough to kill a man, you wouldn't be in this position. My win. He started to stand, his arm firmly grasped around her. Bruno flicked his gaze toward the back door. He was also giving me a sign. Maybe the kid wasn't bad after all. I slowly turned my head toward Valentina.
Valentina.
We had one shot at this, like it seemed we had with everything else. Fuck the element of surprise. Now, my voice shattered the tension in the room. Every member of my team reacted as I'd hoped, and as we planned. My sweet Valentina proved she was a little fighter, using her elbow to punch him in the gut, which loosened his grip. She flung herself away against the wall. But Jacob didn't react like I thought he would, instead aiming his weapon at me. He twisted his body, firing off a single shot. At Valentina. No! No! The two shouts were dark and angry. One coming from me a split second before I fired off 4 shots at Jacob Jones, the Undertaker. And the other, Bruno, as he threw himself in front of Valentina, taking the shot meant to kill her. Gunfire sounded outside, but I could tell it was controlled. The plan had worked as I'd hoped. Less than a minute later, the eerie quiet was welcome this time. Chase had sent the DEA to the safe house, given we'd suspected what Jacob intended on doing. Valentina! I rushed toward her, gingerly lifting Bruno away. He'd fallen face first after the shot had hit him in the back. No, Bruno! Oh, God! I burped. You're welcome.
Oh, God.
Her voice was barely more than a whisper, The aching sob from seeing the man who'd fathered her child, had saved her life, was lying in a pool of blood. She crouched over him, shaking her head. Valentina, I'm sorry. His eyes were already dilated, blood seeping from under him. Oh, Bruno.
From under him.
Don't try to talk, she told him. I stood over them. I stood over them, uncertain what to say to her. Yes, I was thankful he'd saved her life. He'd done one decent thing in his miserable life. His hand shaking, he reached out to her, and she grasped his fingers. I did love you. And Bella, tell Bella. As he started to wheeze, blood gushed from his mouth. I know, she managed. That I love her. As he took his last breath, I moved toward Jacob, amazed he was still alive. After kicking the gun from his hand, I leaned down so only he could hear. You were wrong about me, Jacob. A terrible mistake. I am a judge, but I'm also your I said that so weird.
I am a judge.
But I'm also your jury and your executioner. See you in hell. I glanced down at her, and she tried to smile, offering me comfort when that's all I wanted to do for her. Oh, baby. As I gathered her into my arms, I glanced at my other team members, thanking them silently for doing this with me, for protecting her, for risking their own lives. I'm okay, she muttered. Thank God. Bella, she whispered as she lifted her head. She's safe, baby. We're all safe. I guided her from the room and through the house, leading her outside. There were police everywhere, members of the DEA already roaming the property, rounding up the remainder of Jacob's men. As Maverick... Okay. As Maverick walked toward her, Bella in his arms, I noticed something splashed across the sky. Look, baby. Look up. She clung to me, grabbing her daughter and holding her tightly, and she followed my arm, extended toward the horizon. A rainbow, Valentina half laughed. A beautiful rainbow. I only hoped that the sign would give her peace. Her nightmare was over. All right, we're going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I hope you all have a blessed day. We have a little bit more to